Hi, welcome all of you to the fourth lecture of ASP.NET Core tutorial in my YouTube channel. I hope you all have seen my third lecture of this series. If not seen, I have given the link in the description. Please watch that video first because the entire video of this tutorial is in continuity. And if you have any doubt or query, please text me in comment section. I will definitely try to reply it. Now moving on. In this lecture we will learn what is controller and how to create controller in ASP.NET Core. When we are using model view controller pattern in our application, it helps us to create apps that have components loosely coupled with each other. That is input logic, business logic and UI logic. This separation helps in managing complexity. It enables us to work on one section without too much concern about the another sections at a time. For example, you can work on view code without depending on business logic. In ASP.NET Core, controllers are responsible for controlling the flow of application execution. When you make a request to application for a page, the controller is responsible for returning the response of that request. The controller can either return the view directly or can perform certain operation and at the end return view and provide it with data from model. So we can say that it acts as a coordinator between view and model. The controller receive an input from the user through UI as we know, then process the user's data with the help of model and pass the result to the view. The view only displays information to the browser. For creation of a new controller, expand Solution Explorer, then right click on controller and then choose Add Controller. It will open a new window with a list of different type of controllers. They are broadly categorized in two categories: normal controllers and API controllers. Since we are currently not dealing with API, so select empty controller and then change the name of controller. But keep in mind that controller name always have a prefix with controller. So do not remove controller from the name and then click add. It will create controller for us. As we can see, the name of controller in my case is patient controller. Public is access modifier is used to specify the accessibility of method. It can be public, private or protected. Then there is IAction result, which is return type of our method. The return type is the data type of the value that the method returns. And then there is index, which is the name of my method, which is returning view in this case. Our controller class is inheriting another class with the name controller, which is base class. Just take your cursor on controller and then press F12. It will navigate you to controller class, which is predefined. Instead of repeating common action on your code, this controller implement this common action and can be accessible by all the derived controller classes. Now I am going to create a method with the name details in our patient controller. This method return string type. That means we can return a string value from this method. And I am going to return name of my channel from it. Now when I am execute it, it will search a controller with the name patient and in it, it will search details method which is already exists. So it will execute. Now I am going to change the URL. I am putting the name of controller and then method of the controller and then press enter, which search this path. Now displaying string returned from my details method, that is name of my channel Upadhyay Technology. Now I am going to change the return value of my details method. Now I am returning view from it. For this I need to change return type of method also, otherwise it will show error. After making all these changes, run the application. Now I am changing the URL. I am putting the controller name and detail name and press enter. It will show error. Actually it is showing error and invalid operation exception. The view details was not found. The following location were searched. It is searching in views folder and then patient and then detail. It will not find in at these locations, so it will search in another location, views folder, then shared folder and then search detail.cshtml, which it will not get. That's why it is throwing error. As shown in diagram, browser is searching detail.cshtml file in patient folder, in views folder, which is not present there. So next time it starts searching in shared folder, but there also there is no patient folder in which details.cshtml file present. That's why it complain us by showing error that page is not found. I have viewed these page at these locations. And actually this is a way a browser searches view pages in MVC. First is it searches a folder with name view. If it found, then it start finding a folder with controller name, and again if it found it, then it start finding a file with same name as method having extension cshtml. And if it not found, then it start finding a folder with shared name in views folder. If it found, then it again start finding a folder with a controller name in shared folder. And if it find it in shared folder, it tries to find a file actually with cshtml extension and name same as method name.